I'm going to be showcasing the new Sukuna versus Gojo unit. It's the best. It's the new Vanguard, and it's probably the best unit in the game right now. So, um, I got full Golly stats on him, and then full Golly on his Memoria. Also got a pretty decent burb on him. So I'm just gonna be showcasing him alone to specifically highlight him. Pretty sure his best team is Sukuna's mode with Kafka and the DPS units, DPS stuff, DPS team stuff. I don't really have Kafka right now. I'll get her and then showcase them with her soon. So let's just go inside real quick. Just wait a minute. All right, so we're inside. Um, okay, so let's start. All right, so set my yen to max. Okay. His $6,000 to place, 6,000 yen. Has a full AoE on placement. It's got a pretty big range, like pretty big. He does 850,000 damage on placement, but it's because of his passive, and it's got a lot of passive. He's got three modes, Gojo and Sukuna. I'll showcase them soon. I'm just going to showcase the first one right now. So second, let me enable the waves. Alright, give it a minute. Yep, gonna spectate him. So he basically does oh my god, I don't know my VFX on. Alright. He's got this one ability the entire time. So like it looks pretty good. So basically Agito and Marog and Sukuna and Gojo fights and stuff. It's pretty good. It's gone back to 340,000. Anyways, let's showcase them. Alright, 430,000, 500,000, 590,000, 638,000, 795,000, 1 million, 1.27 million, 1.55 million, 1.75 million, 2.20 million. And then we get an ability Clash of the Strongest. I'll showcase the passives first. Infinity. Inflicts 50% slow on enemies in range. That is very good. Inflict repulsive if able when an enemy enters within 20% of this unit's range. So when an enemy enters 20% of this unit's range, it's gonna inflict repulse. Attack non-stop with random attacks. That is actually good. What? Every other attack deals 100% damage. Oh my. Alright. More damage and bypasses damage reduction. That is crazy. Deal 100% damage to overshields. Power creep. Damn. Stun bleeding enemies for 2 seconds. Attacks inflict cleave and bleed for 80% of this unit's damage over 8 seconds. When an enemy enters or exits this unit's range, deal 1 instance of 100% damage to that enemy. Count as an attack, 20 seconds per cooldown. So, it's kind of like Eskimo, I think. Kind of. Just kind of. Because Eskimo is passive where he deals 100% of his passive when an enemy exits his range. And he also inflicts cleave and bleed. That is pretty good. Yeah, cleave and... Oh, yeah, that is really good. Alright, when this unit attacks a bleeding enemy inflicted with cleave, inflict dismantle instead of cleave. What does dismantle do? I don't know. Buff bleed damage by 100%. What? Enemies inflicted with dismantle cannot receive repeated instances of the same DOT. Okay, alright. Ignores weather effects. This unit is affected by a status effect or status debuff. After 5 seconds, it becomes immune to that type of application. Okay, so, hmm, uh, yeah, that's really good. Bleed bonuses. Buff range by 2% per bleeding enemy in range up to 40%. When a bleeding enemy dies, buff damage by 2% up to 80%. When this unit applies bleed to an enemy with a dismantle, that bleed is guaranteed to hit. That is really good too. Uh, all of his passives seems good. All of their passives, because there's 4 of them. Let's use Gojo's first today's. There's this cool cutscene. Gojo uses his hollow purple, right? Yeah, he uses the hollow purple and then nukes Sukuna. Alright. So today's strong is 5.57 million. His max out replacement, he has 0 upgrades. He has 2 abilities. Void. Upon activation, all enemies in range of time stop for 15 seconds. While active, today's strongest gains 100% damage from Eyes of Understanding, probably a passive. And this is cursed energy. Choose how much meter to consume per attack. I'm pretty sure it's gonna buff his damage or something. Let's look at this. So Infinity. This is the same passive as today's strongest versus history strongest. Text deal. Yeah. Eyes of Understanding. Ignores weather effects. Is immune to status effects. Is immune to status debuffs. That's like pretty good. Yeah. This unit kills an enemy, reduce active cooldown by 1 second. Okay, that is really good because you could just spam it in like stages with a lot of enemies. That is very good. Like tournament and stuff. So you might be meta for tournament. Um, this unit kills. Yeah, a strongest of today. Gain 10% meter per attack. Meter consumption can be set per attack of crit rate and damage by the meter spent. These values reset every attack. Meter reaches 0, this unit stops attacking for 3 seconds and fills meter to max. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna use 100 meter. No, 100. 100. 56. 100. I need 100. PlayStation. PlayStation. Dude. Okay, I'll just use 50. Alright. So as you can see, oh, I get it. Um, basically gets, if you use 50, of course, energy output, he gets 1.5x above, and then 50% more crit rate. So yeah, that is pretty useful ability. PlayStation would allow me to get 100 though. But yeah, so if you do 100, it's gonna have 2x damage, and then 100% crit rate. That ability. Let's use wide. Wide. It's doing 13 million damage. What? Okay. It's doing 13 million damage. That is really good. It's a 120-second cooldown. I thought it was a 60-second cooldown. I'm pretty sure that's for the previous gojo unit. But yeah, that is really good. Um, what? I need to restart it. Sorry. I'm gonna restart it real quick. Alright. Section. Accent waves. Okay. They're pretty cheap to. Not that cheap. Like 168,000. Not that cheap, not that expensive. So I'm gonna max them real quick. 5.49 million damage if you max them like right after they're placed because they buffed themselves and they're placed. That's the strongest. Let's use history strongest. Hmm. So Sukuna just wins. Died. Go slash Joe. Okay, history strongest. 5 million damage replacement. He gets binding vows. Set tactical. I'll read it later. He gets a domain expansion. Sinister Sanctum upon activation damage 300% for the attack. Sinister Sanctum. So it's domain. Cleaves enemies upon hit damage plus 1% for each kill during Sinister Phantom up to 30% damage. Cleaves enemies. That is very good. Very good. Very good. Alright. He's doing 2 million damage now without the placement buff. Binding Vows. Sets active cooldown to 6 seconds permanently, it lets 40% damage. Um, so he just sets this to 60 seconds but loses 40% damage. I don't think I would pick that in a regular match, maybe on like hard matches or something where you need to nuke the enemies, but yeah. All enemies in range are inflicted with a 2% bleed for 4 seconds every second. Lose 20% damage. That is actually pretty good. Choose that one for most of the game modes. Sponsor the Divine General to walk the track HP equal to 10x this unit's damage. So Maraga's gonna have 20 million. But he loses 30% damage, so he's gonna lose 600,000. So he's gonna have like about 1.2 thousand, no 1.4 thousand. Gain 100% crit rate and overcrit, lose 30% range. So overcrit is basically like, if you have like leftover critical chance, like if I do that binding wall right now, I would have 110% crit chance, and 10% of the crit chance would go to critical damage. I'm pretty sure, but that is a pretty good, very good thing. So yeah, that is very good. Anytime this unit applies burn or bleed, apply the same DOT of the opposite, elicits 30% damage. So basically, if he applies burn, he is gonna apply bleed. If he applies bleed, he's gonna apply burn. So yeah, the amalgamation grants full map wide immunity and 30% increased damage dealt, lose 50% damage. So is it like all the units in the map get plunged or something? Pretty sure. So yeah, there's a sanctum. We already read that. So unit passives. Attacks inflict cleave and bleed for 80% damage. Actually, I'll do some binding vows. All enemies in range. Let me choose Divine General. Okay, I chose him. So Maharaga's just gonna walk up the track with 14 million HP. I said 10x, but alright. Yeah, he loses stuff, so it's gonna be 10x of the damage he lost. Alright. Then against that, it's gonna basically have 1.71 crit damage. He's gonna crit all the time. That is very good. Lose some range though. And then this. Yeah, you can only select 3, I'm pretty sure. Or no. Wait, you can select 4? That's crazy. Alright. He's just dealing 0 damage. What the hell? What? Why is he dealing 0 damage, bruh? Dang. Dang. Oh my god. Alright. I'm such a bad boy. Oh no. Such a bad showcaser or something. Histories. Alright, let's look at his passives right after this is done. Sorry. I recommend choosing the Maharaga one for binding vows and then the blade one. Blade or burn. Okay, so let's look at his passive kitchen. Attacks inflict cleave and bleed for 80% of this unit's damage over 8 seconds. So that's 10% damage every second. Cleave and bleed, that's like pretty good. We already saw this on the three strongest adaptations. We already saw the strongest in history, new passive. Um yeah. Attacks inflict burn for 200% damage, 200% of this unit's damage over 8 seconds. That is, yeah, that is pretty good. Very good. I'm sorry, I'm sick. Over 8 seconds when this unit applies burn to an enemy affected by this battle, that DOT bypasses shields and damage reduction if sold. This unit is placed as itself when placed again. Alright, so he inflicts burn and bleed and cleave and dismantle for 8 seconds. So he bypasses shields and damage reduction with his burn stuff, burn and dismantle. He's got a pretty good kit. I think that the Sukuna versus Gojo one is the best overall. Like, I think it I think it's good for both slow and DPS. Like, it's got pretty good DPS. Not comparable with Sukuna, but like pretty good. It sustains stuff in the match and stuff. It's got pretty good slow capabilities, support capabilities. Um, I think on a regular match you're probably gonna be using today's strongest, history strongest. On a hard match, like um, elemental towers or something, you're probably gonna want to use uh Sukuna on like if you're using him alone, but if you're using other units, probably Gojo and stuff. So yeah, Gojo's like the big damage dealer, but Sukuna's the better DPS, and Gojo's got more support capabilities and stuff. Definitely use DOT team with Sukuna, and that's basically all in the showcase. Um, Definitely use a DOT team with Sukuna. If I had a DOT team, he would deal so much more damage. It's actually insane. Alright, so that's all for the showcase, guys. See ya, bye. Subscribe.